Here's a quick look at cryptos after SEC approved Ether spot ETFs last week. Doing this, it's a mixed performance, but for Ether especially, you're seeing a spike of about 5%. Mike Belshe is the CEO of BitGo, joins us with his take on things. Mike, this is all part of formalizing the asset class in a bid to get more institutional interest, stronger hands into the markets. Do you see more such measures?
Well, it's definitely a good development. Here in the United States, there's been a lot of questions about what's going to happen with crypto more broadly, whether you're talking about Bitcoin or other asset classes. But I think these developments have two big important parts. One is, it's now expanded beyond just Bitcoin. So there's a little bit more work to be done here on the Ethereum ETF. But in general, the acceptance of Ethereum as a potential ETF into U.S. markets is a massive, massive development. The second thing, which is of interest, is that a tremendous amount of the world looks to the U.S. regulators and the SEC to help understand and navigate these waters. And we're now starting to see things unblock, and I think that's going to lead to other regulators around the world also taking more crypto-friendly, positive stances.
Right, but do you think this would broaden out, or would the formalization limit itself to Bitcoin and Ether because they are more active, they're more actively traded, there is a stronger use case, underlying use case, so there's perhaps more credibility in these two coins versus the others?
I mean, undoubtedly, that's true. These two have been around for a much longer period of time than other types of assets. And also remember, the futures markets have been established for several years now in both Bitcoin and Ethereum, and you tend to not see that in other asset classes yet. But that will come, as assets get big. I think Solana's looking pretty positive, as kind of the next runner-up of a third asset. And, it's only a matter of time. It'll have a futures market that'll lead to stable markets, and that will lead to something that can be approved by the regulators.
Right. How much success do you think would these ETFs find in the market?
With Ethereum? I mean, I guess we're going to find out in the next couple of weeks. Look, I think Ethereum's got a tremendous amount of support. I think we'll see it is kind of a second to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a much stronger asset class, a much clearer value proposition with its store of value use case, and also just global adoption. So I mean, Ethereum's going to be smaller, but I think it's also going to see a tremendous amount of success. And I think this plants the seed for more. More importantly, other types of regulation are going to come into play. I mean, we're talking about ETFs here, which is exciting because it fits within the legacy financial system. But remember, what we're doing is we're taking assets that typically trade on 24/7 markets in very fluid, very liquid ways, and we're putting them into this system, which is actually quite a bit slower, only runs Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, it takes T+1 in order to settle and things like that. So I think, the next step will be starting to think about how do self-custody wallets fit in? How do we make stronger markets? How do we build new market structure? And all of these issues are being addressed, starting with the legislature right now.